Hey, what's up there, guys? Corey here with GottaBeMobile and the Nexus 6, and what we wanted to do today is show you a quick look at the brand new, just announced, well, just released Android 6.0 Marshmallow. Now, this is rolling out starting today, October 5th, for the Nexus 5, 6, 7, the 2013 model, Nexus 9, Nexus Player, and coming to a slew of other devices in the future from Samsung and LG and everybody else. But today, Google's Nexus devices have Android 6.0, and we went ahead and installed that. And so far, it's running pretty great. It's pretty smooth. Just give you a quick look at Android 6.0, and that Easter egg in there is in fact a marshmallow. Tap that a few more times and we have a new Flappy Bird, some Flappy Marshmallow kind of game in here. But we've all seen that before. What we want to do today is show you a couple of the really cool things with Android 6.0. Now, we know there's a lot here. It doesn't look too much visually. I mean, it's fast, it's smooth, it's stable, kind of fine-tuned and refined the experience of Lollipop. But what Google's done is added a lot of new features kind of behind the scenes and under the hood to make Android much better, faster, smoother, smarter, and just easier to use all around. So, I mean, there's volume controls where there's now a drop-down menu to control everything at once. This was a mess in Android 5 for whatever reason, which I still don't know. And they've added a lot of different things here. Fingerprint support, Android Pay, of course. We don't have a fingerprint scanner because we don't have the Nexus 5X or 6P. But Google Now on Tap is a big one, which I'm going to show you in a minute. New permission controls, a lot of stuff with that. Automatic app backups and data and restores, and some changes to the kind of stuff in here with the quick settings. And you still can customize those. And they've also added something called Doze, which promises up to maybe 30% standby battery life improvements by putting apps in kind of a low power sleep state. But my favorite feature is Google Now on Tap, so we wanted to give you a look at that. Now, what I'm going to send an email to myself, and the point of Google Now on Tap is to allow us to search for things without leaving an app, or kind of do more quickly on our phone. So I went ahead and sent myself a message or an email here saying I wanted to go see the movie The Martian, and Google Now on Tap will basically recognize what's on the screen, figure it out, and search through Google's knowledge graph and Google search to kind of bring you information without leaving or stopping what you're doing. So you push and hold the home button, and Google Now on Tap will analyze what's on the screen and show me. Now, as you know, The Martian is a brand new movie. It's also a book. There's a couple other movies with similar titles. So for it to automatically know that is very powerful. I'm still in Gmail. I can instantly hit back and go back to what I'm doing, respond to that message. Yes, I want to see the movie. Pull up Google Now on Tap. It's got an 8.5 on the reviews. It does also know, it's smart enough to know that I have IMDb installed and a Flickster for finding, nearby locations. And then, of course, a Google search. So I can do everything from figure out anything about the movie, watch a trailer, find movie times, find information, do a Google search for the Martian movie. I mean, you name it, Google Now on Tap kind of does all of that. So it's very powerful. It works for everything, whether you're in a message, in a Hangout, you're, Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, you name it. And then, of course, if you launch something like IMDb for movies and what have you, it shows you that as well. It opens directly into the app. So that's another thing that's really nice. But another major change to Android 6.0 are permission controls. Now, we all know when you install an app on Android, you have to agree to all these permissions, and Facebook Messenger is kind of notorious for it. What are all these things doing? Why can I access my microphone and my contacts and all that stuff? But of course, it needs it all to send messages and to share your location with friends and things of that sort. But if you go into settings and go to apps, we have a new redesigned app layout that shows you all the apps instead of like downloaded and installed and all, kind of like on older versions of Android. So you come down to, let's find something like Google Hangouts, and right here is permissions. So now, of course, I have not opened Google Hangouts, so no permissions are enabled. But once I open it, if I want to send a message, I have to agree that I'm going to share that, a permission with, Hangouts. So basically, on a per app, per permission basis, Android 6.0 Marshmallow is very powerful and more secure. So apps can't take over your microphone or take over your, location and stuff like that without you allowing it to first. So the permissions, of course, you'd want to enable like most of those. If you're going to be using Hangouts, of course, you can add all those later when you open the app. And then, of course, the Doze feature is pretty impressive, but we can't show you that. But so overall, we're pretty impressed with Android 6.0. It's very smooth, but there's just a lot that's not very different from Android 5.1 Lollipop, just because it's the main focus here was kind of improving the experience, not changing too much of it. But they did change the application bar. It's now this vertical scrolling waterfall thing instead of panning, horizontally. And when you open it, there's now 4 icons at the top for quick access to recently opened apps, as well as searching. So if I start typing, Flixster, it's going to find the app I'd like, which is nice. Or you can actually long press, and it'll instantly get you directly into the search function for your application tray, which is nice. And that same new vertical scrolling is also in the Widgets app, and this has kind of been overhauled as well. Before it was kind of ugly and hadn't been changed in years. So that's kind of a nice thing. Of course, the notification or the multitasking menu is all kind of the same the way it's always been. But so there's a lot of stuff that's new, but a lot of stuff that's kind of remained the same. They did do a lot with permission controls. They also have a couple things here with the new Do Not Disturb mode. And you can actually change all this with something called the System UI Tuner. Now this was in the developer preview and is now gone. You could also change the settings to be light and dark themed, which is no longer an option. But if you actually pull down the notification bar and long press the settings menu button, it'll spin and unlock the System UI Tuner, which will allow you to customize this actual pull down bar. It'll let you put, a percentage meter in the battery icon. You can get rid of the Wi-Fi icons or any of those icons up there that you don't like. Like I don't have a SIM card in, so I have an icon wasting space. So go ahead and pull down and long press that. You can't see the animation, but it's spinning and spinning. And when I let go, System UI Tuner has been added. So now in the bottom of your settings application here, very bottom of settings, there's System UI Tuner. So obviously it's fun for some, but not for all. You can mess up stuff with your phone, so it's kind of for developers, but you can add a battery percentage to your battery bar up top there with that. You can go in and change the status bar with kind of some of those icons and what's available, as well as the quick settings. You can kind of move these around if you'd like and do stuff like that. But overall, we're not going to run into everything, but that was just a quick look at Android 6.0 Marshmallow, Google Now on tap, some of those permission controls, and just some of the new things with Marshmallow. It's available now and rolling out to more smartphones in the near future. That's it for now, guys. Thanks for watching.